So that is why I'm so proud to introduce to you the next Vice President of the United States, my fellow lawyer, a brilliant scientist, technologist, a fierce warrior mom, Nicole Shanahan.
All right, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has made the explosive announcement that riding alongside him as his vice presidential running mate will be Nicole Shanahan. I didn't know who she was either until a few hours ago. Nicole Shanahan is actually the Washington Post has a piece. Who is Nicole Shanahan? Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s running mate. Nicole Shanahan is a Bay Area tech lawyer and a mega donor. And I believe the wife of one of the Google guys. She made a big donation previously to the PAC supporting Robert F. Kennedy Jr. We are going to hear both from RFK Jr. and from Shanahan herself about this, but this is fundamentally a play on Silicon Valley money. Is this someone that Robert F. Kennedy Jr. can have alongside him, which will maybe help to unify a group of donors that is often split between Democrats and Republicans, tech people and Silicon Valley folks? I don't know if it's going to work. Here is Robert F. Kennedy Jr. giving us some of the rationale for selecting Nicole Shanahan.
I wanted someone with a spiritual dimension and compassion and idealism, and above all, a deep love for the United States of America. And I found all of those qualities in a woman who grew up right here in Oakland, the daughter of immigrants, who overcame every daunting obstacle and went on to achieve the highest levels of the American dream. So that is why I'm so proud to introduce to you the next Vice President of the United States, my fellow lawyer, a brilliant scientist, technologist, a fierce warrior mom, Nicole Shanahan.
Right. All right. So a very small crowd, like a really, really, really small crowd. It was disproportionately media. And other than some floor space, the room was basically empty. So in terms of as a proxy for enthusiasm on this, I just don't know. Here's Nicole Shanahan making statements using words and sentences.
As recently as a year ago, I really didn't think much of Bobby Kennedy because I didn't know much about him.
Right.
All I had was a mainstream media narrative that was effectively telling me horrible, disparaging things. But then a friend who's here today pulled me aside and she said, "Nicole, please do me a favor. Just listen to an interview with Bobby Kennedy, just one." So I did. And then I listened to another one and then another one. And I recognized that the person who I was seeing in these interviews was the exact opposite of the media slander of his character. I saw a person of intelligence, of compassion, and of reason. I saw a fellow lawyer who had committed himself to finding the truth and fighting for the environment and for people. I discovered a person who speaks out on issues that, even though they are critically important to human health and welfare, are consistently ignored by our government.
I assume she means the vaccine stuff. So listen, this all has a bit of an uncanny valley feel to it. I don't know how else to describe it. I think it's all extraordinarily bizarre, but I do think we should not laugh off the potential impact of Robert F. Kennedy Jr. because when we look at polls that include third parties, Kennedy is getting anywhere from 15 to 18%. Now, the case he makes, that won't get you to victory. In fact, he's not leading even a single state. But the dynamics that he presents are as follows. If you have a state where it's 40, 40, 20, 40 for Biden, 40 for Trump, 20 for Kennedy. Kennedy only needs to get to 34 in the sense that if Biden ends up with 33 and Scrumps ends up with 33, that's 66. That means 34% gets you a plurality. And in states where you don't have to get to 50, that gets you the state. So to go from 20 to 34, again, this is his argument, to go to 20, from 20 to 34, I just need to take 7 from Biden and 7 from Trump. And now I go from 20 to 34 and I win the state. That's his argument. And it is an accurate argument arithmetically, but it's not really striking me as plausible in any particular state. So sometimes these ideas make sense generically. Yeah, I mean, listen, to go from 20 to 34, you got to pull 7 from one guy and 7 from the other guy. And next thing you know, you've got 34. You won. They've each got 33. The problem is, which state has 7% of the electorate that is planning to vote for Biden ready to go to Robert F. Kennedy Jr., and then also has 7% of the electorate that's planning to vote for Trump ready to switch to RFK Jr.? And does hiring Nicole Shanahan as his vice presidential running mate get him closer to pulling 7% from Biden and 7% from Trump in any state? So at the same time, we have 15 to 17%, if he gets that, would already be a record going back decades for a third party candidate. That's already big. On the other hand, I can't think of a single state that he actually has a shot at winning. And then the bigger picture, of course, is even if he doesn't pull 7 more from Biden and 7 more from Trump, who does he seem to be helping? And right now, we've gone back and forth on this. Right now, the math points to he is taking more from Biden than from Trump as of this moment. And so his presence, we've got to be honest about it. I would love it for it to be different. From the numbers I'm seeing, the presence of Robert F. Kennedy Jr., third party, hurts Biden and helps Trump as of what I'm seeing right now. Let me know your thoughts. Does he have staying power? Will he stay in until November, or is this positioning to get out with some kind of plan? I want to hear from you. We'll take a quick break and then the show will roll on after a very quick word from today's sponsors. As many of you no doubt know, I'm originally from Argentina, and one of the things I really miss about being there is the soccer and how easy it is to find it on TV. And now that I live in the US, for soccer, I turn to private internet access. Our sponsor, Private Internet Access, is a VPN that lets you change your IP address and make it look like your computer is anywhere in the world. So I can set it to Argentina to access the soccer matches. I can set it to the UK to access British Netflix content, much of which is really good. A VPN is useful for many things like preventing your browsing history from being leaked online, but downloading and streaming large files like TV shows and movies is one area where private internet access really shines. Many VPNs are just too slow for streaming, the buffering, the disconnects. It's a nightmare. It is super easy to use private internet access. You turn it on with a single click, you're done. Works on your computer, tablet, TV, Roku, game console, anywhere that you stream, and you can use it on all your devices with just one account. Get private internet access for 83% off, which comes out to $203 a month, plus 4 extra months for free. Go to piavpn.com/Pacman. The link is down below.